Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial in our modern business world: the importance of email in professional settings. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Email? Really? Isn't that old news? Well, let me tell you, email is far from obsolete. In fact, it's more important than ever in our increasingly digital workplace. So, let's explore why mastering this tool is essential for your professional success. Let's start with some eye-opening numbers. Did you know that there are nearly 4 billion email users worldwide? That's over half the global population. And get this, we're collectively sending almost 300 billion emails every single day. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for us in the corporate world. 86% of professionals prefer email for business communication. That's a huge majority. And finally, the average office worker, that's probably most of us here, receives about 121 emails per day. I can almost hear your inboxes dinging as we speak. These numbers really drive home just how pervasive email is in our professional lives, don't they? So why has email become the gold standard for professional communication? First off, it's universal. Whether you're reaching out to a colleague down the hall or a client on the other side of the world, email is the common ground. It also serves as a formal record of our interactions and decisions. How many times has an old email saved you in a "he said," "she said" situation? I know many of you have been there. Another key advantage is its asynchronous nature. Unlike phone calls or instant messages, email allows us to craft thoughtful, well-considered responses. And in our fast-paced business world, that's invaluable. Lastly, email bridges the gap across time zones. You can send that crucial update to your team in Tokyo while they're sound asleep, ensuring they have it first thing in their morning. It's like time travel for communication. Now, let's talk about something that might not be as obvious: how email shapes our professional relationships. In today's digital-first world, your email often makes the first impression before you even meet someone face-to-face. It's like a digital handshake, if you will. The tone and etiquette you use in your emails can significantly influence how others perceive you. A well-crafted email can open doors, while a poorly written one, well, let's just say it might slam them shut. Email is also crucial for building and maintaining long-term business relationships. It's often the glue that holds together partnerships across distances and over time. And here's a big one. Email can be a powerful tool for conflict resolution and diplomatic communication. When tensions are high, a carefully worded email can be the difference between escalation and resolution. In past, you might diffuse a tense situation with a well-written email. It's a skill worth mastering, isn't it? Let's shift gears and talk about how email impacts our day-to-day productivity and efficiency. First and foremost, email streamlines communication and information sharing. Gone are the days of playing phone tag or scheduling meetings for every little update. It also enables us to multitask and prioritize like never before. Do you recall if you've ever tackled your inbox while on a conference call? I thought so. Email has become an integral part of project management and collaboration. From assigning tasks to sharing documents, it's often the backbone of how we get things done. And let's not forget how email integrates with other productivity tools. Your calendar, your task list, your CRM. Chances are, they're all connected to your email in some way. It's like the Swiss Army knife of business communication. So, the next time someone says email is outdated, you can tell them it's actually the unsung hero of modern productivity. As we wrap up, let's take a quick peek into the future. Email isn't just holding steady, it's evolving. We're seeing exciting developments in AI and automation that are making email management smarter and more efficient. Imagine an inbox that prioritizes and even drafts responses for you. We're also seeing email integrate more seamlessly with emerging communication tools. It's not about email versus Slack or Teams. It's about email working alongside these platforms to create a more connected workplace. The bottom line is this: despite the rise of new technologies, email's importance in the professional world isn't diminishing, it's adapting and growing. So, the skills we're discussing in this course aren't just relevant for today. They're preparing you for the future of work. As we move forward, those who can masterfully navigate the world of professional email will have a distinct advantage, and that's exactly what we're here to help you achieve. And please don't forget to rate this course with 5 stars if you like it. Welcome everyone to our course on effective email writing and management for professionals. In today's digital age, email has become the backbone of business communication. But here's the thing, while we all use email every day, few of us have been formally trained in how to use it effectively. That's where this course comes in. We're going to take your email skills from good to great, transforming the way you communicate in the professional world. Let's dive in and see what we've got in store for you. Let's talk about how this course is structured. We've designed it to be comprehensive yet concise, packing a wealth of information into just about an hour. But don't worry, we've broken it down into bite-sized video lessons that you can easily fit into your busy schedule. Each lesson comes with practical demonstrations, so you're not just hearing about best practices, you're seeing them in action. We've also sprinkled in plenty of tips and best practices throughout, and here's the best part, you'll have opportunities to put what you've learned into practice with interactive elements and exercises. Because let's face it, the best way to improve your email skills is by doing, not just watching. Now, let's talk about what you'll achieve by the end of this course. First and foremost, you'll learn how to craft clear, concise, and effective emails. No more spending ages agonizing over every word. You'll have the tools to write with confidence. We'll also show you how to tame that overflowing inbox. Imagine starting your day feeling in control, not overwhelmed. That's what efficient email management can do for you. You'll learn how to enhance your professional image through your emails, because let's face it, in many cases your emails are you, as far as your colleagues and clients are concerned. And finally, you'll gain the skills to navigate complex email situations with confidence. Whether it's a delicate negotiation or a tricky team dynamic, you'll know exactly how to craft the perfect email. Sound good? Let's keep going. Let's take a quick tour of the key topics we'll be covering. We'll start with the basics of email structure and formatting. You'd be amazed how much difference a well-structured email can make. Then we'll dive into the art of writing clear and concise emails. No more rambling messages or confused recipients. We'll cover email etiquette and professionalism, because sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. We'll tackle the big one, managing email overload. Trust me, your future self will thank you for this. We'll also touch on email security and privacy, because in today's world, that's more important than ever. And finally, we'll wrap up with some productivity hacks and advanced techniques to really take your email game to the next level. It's a packed agenda, but I promise it'll be worth it. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this course different from all the other email tips and tricks out there? Well, let me tell you. First, we have a laser focus on practical, real-world applications. Everything you learn here, you can start using immediately. We're also completely up to date with the latest email trends and tools. The email landscape is always evolving, and we've got you covered. What's more, the skills you'll learn are applicable across various email platforms. Whether you're a Gmail guru or an Outlook aficionado, we've got you covered. And perhaps most importantly, we strike a balance between technical skills and soft skills, because great email communication isn't just about what buttons you click, it's about how you connect with people. Ready to get started? Alright, are you ready to dive in? We're about to embark on a journey that will transform your professional interactions. Just imagine clearer communication, fewer misunderstandings, more productive conversations, all through the power of effective email. You're going to boost your productivity, increase your efficiency, and trust me, your colleagues and clients will notice the difference. Remember, if you have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help you succeed. So, are you ready to become an email master? Let's get started. Welcome to the email structure and formatting section of our course. Now you might be thinking, I write emails every day. Do I really need to learn about structure and formatting? Well, let me tell you, this is where the magic happens. Think of email structure as the skeleton of your message. It's what holds everything together and gives your communication its shape. And formatting, that's the clothing that makes your email look good and easy to read. Together, they're the dynamic duo of effective email communication. In the next 8 minutes, we're going to dive deep into 4 key areas. First, we'll tackle subject lines. You know, those few words that can make the difference between your email being opened immediately or languishing in someone's inbox. We'll show you how to craft subject lines that grab attention and get results. Next, we'll look at greetings and closings. These might seem like small details, but they set the tone for your entire message. We'll explore how to strike the right balance between professional and personable. Then, we'll dive into body structure. You'll learn how to organize your thoughts so your message is clear, concise, and impossible to misunderstand. We'll cover paragraphs, bullet points, and other tricks to make your emails easy to scan and digest. Finally, we'll talk about formatting for readability. We'll cover everything from font choices to the strategic use of bold and italics. By the end, you'll know how to make your emails visually appealing and easy on the eyes. Throughout this section, we'll be sharing practical tips and real-world examples. And here's the exciting part. We'll even introduce you to some military-inspired techniques that can supercharge your email effectiveness. By the time we're done, you'll have the skills to structure and format emails that not only look professional, but also get your message across with crystal clarity. So, are you ready to transform your email game? Let's dive in. Alright, let's tackle one of the most crucial elements of any email, the subject line. Think of your subject line as the headline of a newspaper. It needs to grab attention and convey the essence of your message in just a glance. First rule of thumb, keep it short and sweet. Aim for 6 to 10 words. Why? Because many email clients, especially on mobile devices, cut off long subject lines. Plus, let's face it, we're all skimming our inboxes at lightning speed. Now, let's look at some examples. See how Q2 Marketing Budget Draft Review by Friday tells you exactly what the email is about and what action is needed. Compare that to important. Please read this ASAP. We've all received emails like that, right? And how many of us have thought, well, if it's that important, maybe you should have told me what it's about in the subject line. Here's a pro tip. Use keywords that make your email easy to search for later. Trust me, your future self will thank you when you're trying to find that one email from 3 months ago. Now, let's talk about some common pitfalls. Avoid using all caps, it's the email equivalent of shouting. And go easy on the exclamation points. One is enough, I promise. If your email requires action or has a deadline, put that right in the subject line. Something like, approve new hire paperwork by 3/15 leaves no room for ambiguity. And here's where we can take a page from the military playbook. They're masters of clear, concise communication. Try using prefixes like SITREP for a situation report, OPORD for instructions, or WARNO for a heads up about something coming down the pike. These can add a layer of clarity and urgency when needed. Remember, a well-crafted subject line can be the difference between your email being opened immediately or languishing unread in someone's inbox. So, next time you're about to hit send, take a moment to review your subject line. Ask yourself, is it clear? Concise? Does it convey the essence of my message? If you can answer yes to all three, you're on the right track. Any questions about crafting effective subject lines before we move on? Let's look at how to use military-inspired keywords to make your subject lines more impactful. We'll start with sign. This indicates that the recipient needs to sign something, perfect for when you need quick approval. Next, we have action. Use this when you need the recipient to do something specific. Decision is great for emails requiring a choice to be made. Finally, info is used for FYI emails that don't require any action. These keywords immediately tell the recipient what's expected, improving email efficiency. Now that we've mastered the art of subject lines, let's turn our attention to the bookends of our emails, greetings, and closings. These might seem like small details, but they set the tone for your entire message and can significantly impact how your email is received. Let's start with greetings. As you can see, we have a spectrum from formal to informal. For instance, if you're applying for a job, you'll want to err on the side of formality. Dear Mr. Smith or Dear Hiring Manager sets a professional tone. But if you're sending a quick update to a colleague you've worked with for years, a simple Hi Sarah might be more appropriate. It personalizes your message and shows attention to detail. And if you're writing to a group, try to be inclusive. Hello everyone or Dear Marketing Team works well. Let's move on to closings. Again, we see a range from formal to informal. Sincerely and best regards are safe bets for formal situations. For everyday professional emails, thank you or best often strike the right balance. but don't be afraid to tailor your closing to the situation. If you're eagerly awaiting a response, looking forward to hearing from you can add a sense of polite urgency. Or if someone has gone out of their way to help you, appreciatively shows an extra level of gratitude. If you've been using Hi John and Cheers in a long email thread, suddenly switching to Dear Mr. Sith and Sincerely might come across as odd or even passive-aggressive. The key is to match your greeting to your relationship with the recipient and the context of your email. Now, here's a pro tip: whenever possible, use the recipient's name. Now, here's something crucial to remember: be consistent in ongoing conversations. Lastly, let's talk about international communication. If you're emailing colleagues or clients in other countries, it's worth taking a moment to research cultural norms. For example, in some cultures, using first names too quickly can be seen as presumptuous. Remember, your greeting and closing are the handshake and smile of the email world. They may be brief, but they're your opportunity to make a good first impression and leave a positive, lasting one. Any questions about choosing the right greetings and closings before we move on to structuring the body of your email? Welcome to the heart of your email, the body. Just like a well-organized room makes finding things easier, a well-structured email body makes understanding your message a breeze. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how to use paragraphs, bullet points, and white space to make your emails clear, concise, and easy to digest. Let's dive in. Let's talk paragraphs. In email, shorter is almost always better. Aim for 3 to 5 sentences max per paragraph. Why? Because it's easier on the eyes and helps the reader grasp your points quickly. Remember, each paragraph should focus on one main idea. See how this paragraph introduces a topic, provides supporting details, and then smoothly transitions to the next point. That's what we're aiming for. And don't forget to use transition words. They're like signposts guiding your reader through your message. Now, let's talk about one of my favorite email tools: bullet points. Bullet points are fantastic for breaking down information into digestible chunks. See how much easier it is to grasp the information when it's in bullet form. Use bullets for lists, instructions, or key takeaways. Keep each point concise and try to start with active verbs when you can. It makes your points more dynamic and actionable. Remember, bullet points are your friend in creating scannable, easy-to-read emails. Last but not least, let's talk about something that's often overlooked: white space. White space is the unsung hero of email readability. It gives your reader's eyes a break and helps separate different parts of your message. See how the line breaks between paragraphs make this email feel less overwhelming. Always remember, a wall of text is an invitation to be ignored. By balancing your content with white space, you're making your email more inviting and easier to read. And in our busy world, that's a gift your recipients will appreciate. Welcome to the final piece of our email structure puzzle: formatting. Think of formatting as the secret sauce that makes your email not just readable, but inviting. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how to use font sizes bold and italics to make your emails pop in a good way. Remember, the goal here is to enhance readability and guide your reader's eye to the most important parts of your message. Let's dive in. Let's start with the foundation: choosing the right font. In the world of email, boring is beautiful. Stick to standard, web-safe fonts like Arial, Calibri, or Verdana. See how clean and readable these are? Now, I know it's tempting to use that fancy script font to make your email stand out, but trust me, it's more likely to stand out in a bad way. Remember, your goal is communication, not decoration, and whatever font you choose, be consistent throughout your email. Switching fonts mid-message is like changing accents mid-sentence. It's jarring and distracting. Now, let's talk size and color. For your main text, stick to a 10 to 12 point font. This is the sweet spot for readability on most devices. If you're using headings, make them 2 to 4 points larger than your body text. As for color, remember that old Henry Ford quote about the Model T. Well, in emails you can have any color as long as it's black, or maybe dark gray. If you do use color for emphasis, use it sparingly. A little goes a long way, and too much can make your email look unprofessional or even unreadable on some screens. Finally, let's talk about your secret weapons, bold and italics. Bold is great for important points or headings. It's like saying, "Hey, pay attention to this." Italics are better for mild emphasis or definitions. It's more like a gentle nudge. Now, you might be tempted to use all caps for emphasis, but in the email world, that's like shouting at someone. Not very polite, right? The key with all of these formatting tools is moderation. If you emphasize everything, you end up emphasizing nothing. Use these tools strategically to guide your reader's eye to what's truly important.